Good Thursday morning, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here with a look at our forecast over the next week. We've got a lot to talk about today. First things first, cold temperatures this morning have caused a few problems with black ice, some slippery spots. We're in this freeze-thaw cycle where things melt pretty quickly during the day as temperatures get above freezing. Snow melt on sidewalks and driveways and on any asphalt, then refreezes during the night as temperatures drop back into the 20s, and that causes some slippery spots. We had that problem once again this morning, and during the 8 o'clock hour, temperature is still on the cold side, 24 in Austintown, 25 on the west side of Youngstown, down towards Mill Creek Park, 26 degrees, Poland at 24, Struthers up to 30, also approaching 30 up towards the north side, up towards Girard, around Route 11. It is approaching freezing this morning. Snow has melted a lot over the last couple of days. This is a computer model estimate of what's left of our snow. If you have a south-facing yard, you've got a lot of bare spots at this point. If you've got a north-facing yard where it doesn't get the direct sunlight, there can still be a couple of inches on the ground generally, but generally what the chart shows, bare ground south of Youngstown, Columbiana County, and heading south and west towards Alliance, Canton, Dover, New Philly. Up in the snow belts, snow, of course, snowfall amounts were a lot higher with our recent storms, so it's taking a little while for the snow to completely melt up there. 2, 3, maybe 4 inches still on the ground. Eastern Cuyahoga, Lake Geauga, up into Ashtabula counties as well. We've got some watches and warnings on our national map this morning, including a tornado watch down in Louisiana, southern parts of Mississippi. We've got a blockbuster system heading through the state of Texas very, very slowly. That area of low pressure is out across the Red River Valley here with a front extending down to the south and the east. It's tapping into some Gulf moisture, and it's muggy down here. It's like a spring day across the lower Mississippi Valley with that muggy air and the threat for some nasty storms. Take a look at the radar this morning. We've got these storms moving through Louisiana, making a beeline towards New Orleans over the next couple of hours with a threat for wind damage and isolated tornadoes. Well, panning off to the north, we've got a few showers stretching up into the lower Ohio Valley. It's running into some dry air, though, so it's going to take its sweet time getting here. It's going to be until later on tonight before we get wet across the Mahoning Valley. And satellite picture this morning shows a lot of high cloudiness, some wispy clouds, and this created really nice sunrises this morning from, well, locally across northeast Ohio, western PA, and all the way towards the eastern seaboard. A lot of great pictures on Twitter this morning of fantastic sunrises due to these high clouds mixing in with the rising sun. Let's take a look at what's going to happen here with computer models over the next couple of days. I've got 4 models plotted up here, and we can kind of compare them as we roll forward into this evening. I do think we get a little band of showers this evening between 7 and about 11 or so. That's kind of a separate area from the main slug of rain that's expected to roll in tomorrow morning. So tomorrow turns out to be a wet day, and that's shown on all 4 of these computer models. Good agreement here that it's still raining at midday tomorrow, then the rain should push away in the afternoon. Now Saturday should be just a great day. Not bright and sunny. There's not going to be a lot of sun, but that's not going to stop temperatures from rising into the upper 50s and lower 60s with no rain all the way through Saturday evening. So we should be in fine shape. This is Saturday evening just after sunset. The rain may be just lurking off to our west, but it's going to be until really Saturday night before the raindrops push back in. Sunday should turn out to be a soggy one then, and then we are largely dry Monday, although it will be quite a bit cooler for the first half of next week. Kind of a higher resolution view of things here, kind of closer to home as I put this in motion. Notice our clouds thickening up today, and I mentioned that band of rain that may push in this evening. This is at about 7 o'clock this evening. Rain pushing in from the south and the west. We may get a few hours worth of rain this evening. Again, kind of a separate area from the main slug. Notice this dry slot down in here, which should push in later on tonight. And it may still be dry in a lot of spots as the kids head off to school tomorrow morning. Here is 7 a.m. Maybe a stray shower around, but most of the rain still off towards Toledo and Columbus. But then the rain does get in by the end of the morning. Notice by, this is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, the rain is pushed off to the east, and as I mentioned, Saturday should be a real nice day. Spring fever weather on Saturday. Beyond the short term, got a lot to talk about. Here's the European computer model showing 3 different things. We'll start at the top with temperatures. This is a temperature chart over the next 7 to 9 or 10 days. Here's the warmth over the weekend with things peaking around 60 on Saturday. Sunday may start out mild, but temperatures may actually drop Sunday afternoon. And then for the first half of next week, we'll be back where we should be in January. High temperatures close to freezing. Freezing's this yellow or orange line here. So we're close to freezing for a few days, and then a big plunge at the end of next week into next weekend. If this verifies, if this is right, we could have a day next week, late in the week, maybe on Friday, where we don't get out of the upper teens or lower 20s for daytime highs and overnight lows, indicated that is by the black line here, maybe down in the lower teens or single digits for a couple of nights late next week into next weekend. So this European model shows a big plunge in our temperature about a week or so from right now, something we'll keep an eye on. The second panel here is total precipitation over the next several days. Here's round 1 of rain Friday, round number 2 over the weekend, specifically Sunday, and then we may get a little rain if the European model is right on Tuesday. When you add up those 3 separate events, total precipitation should be between 1.2 1.6 inches. Things are going to get pretty muddy around here with the rain and the melting snow over the next week or so. Here's the GFS American computer model, kind of the U.S. equivalent to the model I just showed you. And this shows temperatures over the next 7 days on this bottom chart here. Maybe a little conservative with the weekend temperatures here. It only shows a high of 54 on Saturday. It's probably closer to 60. But the bottom line is look at the trend for next week. Down into the 20s for daytime highs for late next week, overnight lows, and the green bar here down in the teens. So definitely a change coming about a week from now after a mild stretch for the upcoming weekend. So that's a look at things over the next week. Enjoy your Thursday, and I'll see you tonight at 6 and 11.